I want to see more of that slight adaptation, little bits of change-ups for both sides, because they're going to have to know these two teams are so hyper-aware of the meta, and this is something that I think Sean Gare said really well on Twitter, that this is going to be a real test for V1's depth. We're going to see them tested in ways that maybe other teams don't necessarily do the same sort of thing, but it is going to be a bit of a stack coming in this time around. V1 in the right place for this, but already first pick does go down towards Durka, who wants a bit more, gets a dink for it though, down to 46. Good pick up there, Vanity and Zelsis. Yeah, the spike's planted, but the damage is being done. Boaster swings right back in, doubles on it. That's sick work from Boaster. Threats being made out of so little, though.
North
V1
America.
making this costly, and it ain't over yet.
That's a... Zelsis stuck backside, still 22 HP. Jammy's unable to really do anything there to dig him out. Magnum's still got 2 nanos, so an opportunity again with this kind of off default plant here all the way at backside. They're going to find the first. Anyway, Zelsis down to 22 HP. Not much longer for this world. And
3 kills, that's big.
I think you make a really interesting point, but
3 kills, that's big.
Back to this. I think expectations-wise, Fnatic were kind of born in this meta, right? We talked about them being the pioneers. The playbook depth-wise, I've got to give the advantage to Fnatic, right? So for them to go away and kind of work on something to address this, and also, I mean, personally for me, I've always credited
train is crashing. The train is not crashing.
Defense, right? So when we do come
we're just having a few technical difficulties with the engine.
I think we're going to
be back up in no time.
The biggest adjustment from Fnatic to address what V1 have brought to Masters.
Now, looking at the buy coming out for Fnatic here, this is actually a big investment as well. The 3 rifles coming through, so this isn't your traditional like bonus round, but Durka, this is what we got to be looking at, is Durka's start in these sort of rounds. Roll your mind back to that previous Sentinels game. He was shut down a great deal. However, this time, a quick find on Jammies is a big pickup.
So Magnum doing the usual. This is pretty much their default on attack. They send a lot of presence towards B and leave. Magnum kind of lurking outside here with the turret to kind of lock down everything on that side of the map. Potentially, actually, Effie's now comes drifting under Boiler as they creep again towards B.
Look at these
still 2 members
filthy
for
Fnatic
V1
players, dude.
Posted on their site as well, so it's only really Zelsis to hold this down for the time being. So look for him to at least survive out, maybe try and get an entry here. Turret gets smoked off.
I want waffles.
Yeah, very aware of this so far. Zelsis, though, still trying to buy the time. He does, as you said, he is on his own, but he does have that utility with him. A late lean comes out as well from Penny, who's playing kind of deep on this one. Durka waiting to see if Penny oversteps. I think Penny's going to play pretty patient in this one. I doubt he's going to overstep the mark until required. There's the first bit of utility shown, and the spike plant being toyed with. Durka, where did you get that from? Zelsis removed from the site. While that happened, Magnum still doing this working middle. He's expecting the play to potentially come through that A side, but actually it's Vanity. Yeah, he's so aware, but this still buys time. They can't really split through middle, and you're down to these 2 rifles that I'm sure V1 really would love to keep.
Fnatic.
At this point,
I put on the conductor costume, and you guys put on the hacks,
does get him, so that's Magnum gone, but this is going to be a fallback. At least they bought themselves some time. No, Durka quickly on the hunt, removes the rifle from Penny, and Vanity just going to try and live through this.
We'll get the consolation, but I mean, a big win for Fnatic here, keeping 4 alive. Also, both are going to obviously take the upgrade there. He did bring a Spectre into
grab some water.
Give me the 3rd closed out for Fnatic, and again, it's... First blood goes their favor, and it's kind of that slow, methodical push where they're still very aware of the possibility of, you know, potentially a 3rd player through here. But Durka finding this one, I guess just pure anticipation in terms of positioning there. A really nice hit once again from Fnatic. So well considered, and I mean, you know, eyes do go towards Magnum and Boaster in terms of flank control and finding value in their lurks already. We're seeing V1 kind of be aware of it, but not able to deal with it comfortably, at least on that buy round there.
No, and considering are on the Sheriffs and the Hero Rifle left over for Vanity, keep in mind, this is a great map for version 1. A couple of losses, but that's TSM in their strength and Sentinel, so a pretty reasonable couple of losses. Jammy's, though... Oh, he's going to be pushed out of position. Nicely done. Good consideration. Very good usage of utility to ensure safety. You don't want to let, you know, some of those positions that Jammies is trying to get away with go unchecked. So good work for Fnatic so far. All players on rotation, though. Vanity is still your danger man in this round.
In here, just going to take a breather. Again, Fnatic anticipating maybe V1 try to re-aggress back onto these kills going against them. Actually, only on recon bolt going to be destroyed, and I'm not sure how many actually got pinged off that, but it looks like it's going to be the green light, at least for Fnatic, to progress towards site. Penny gets spotted out, has to drop down. Effie's and Penny both here now.
Penny, come on,
trying
man.
to
Where's
line
that
up the
big
same
cock?
shots once again, but no value this time around. A clean, comfortable plant. It'll be difficult here for V1 to crack back in. It's Vanity that's got to find the entry here.
Yeah, this has to be a clean pick too. Just you want to keep that HP as high as they can. If they could nab a rifle away, that would be sublime, but it's very unlikely considering the positioning. Vanity desperate to find that first way in. A couple of tags. Yeah, they're finding a bit of damage here. Dome are a little lower, Durka, but they still stand. And no one's giving them anything. Fnatic are sitting on this one. A couple of... Look at that swing on it. That is so good. Magnum takes the focus. Durka on the swing. They are going through all of this. Crossing the T's, dotting the I's. Fnatic mean business today. They're leaving nothing to chance. This is a different look to them.
Keep
in mind, yeah, there was not too much danger there. It was Sheriffs, but that hero rifle, but they're keeping clean rounds. They're being so meticulous in post-plant.
Are we sleeping?
They're using good utility early. Hypok,
The
this
train
looks
is
like
gone,
a
dude. The
solid
train is
Fnatic.
moving. It's chugging.
Yeah, it is, and it's just that slight adjustment here
What
where
the
they
hell?
find, again, save round for V1, and I guess a little bit deeper in terms of early round aggression, but it gets absolutely punished. And you're right, it's meticulous. It's the diligence they're able to show in the early round in terms of utility, positioning, clearing out all these kind of rat spots, I gotta say, anticipating Vanity of all people, as you see him right here inside the smoke. But again, the utility, gonna deal some damage, keep him honest.
Yeah, he's gonna be forced back now. He can try and buy some time to allow himself at least safety to fall back away from this. And maybe a good read from Fnatic here, knowing that there is gonna be that op-out for Penny now. You can see the economy, you're gonna know that that's something they can go towards. However, we know as well that, my word, Durka just digs Vanity out of the position straight away. Up on the ults as well. Speaking of the Killjoy out that came in, that's gonna give Durka a bit of room, but Penny says no. Mid-air takes him down, drags him to his grave, and now the 4v4 post-plant.
Come on,
still
Penny.
have Viper up.
Take us
Eyes
home.
on Mystic, full utility that he needs on this one, left in check. So this is a
Country
tough retake for
roads.
V1. They're gonna know they're up against it here.
Dome are going to find Zelsis on the way in. Jammy's actually going to trade that one back out now, so going in favor of V1 at site at least, but here comes the utility now, the contingency plan. Magnum just got to hold down the fort for the time being. First snakebite goes through. No defuse coming through yet. Two players very low HP. Jammy's actually going to deal with it there. They do actually have time for the defuse, so a little bit of a slip there. Magnum falling just too early, and Mystic
There we go. That's more like it, baby. The engines are chugging.
Really
the
good stuff.
smoke
I mean,
is
V1
blowing.
Get in early enough. Everything goes their way on site. They find the first 2 kills. Nice little snap from Penny there.
Damn.
And again, this is the sort of thing we look for in the post-fight.
That's
right?
what we need.
Durka forwards. Durka can play
Cole
very
is
aggressive
burning.
because even if he goes 1-for-1 in those scenarios, it all plays to Fnatic's strength because it runs the clock down.
I have to highlight Jammy's as well. What an MVP of a round there. I thought it was going to be the other Viper coming up good, but no, Jammy's just
EU
absolutely
players, it's not too
man-loading
late.
it forward, just taking the fight and winning it.
I will repeat
in
once
such
again, it's
succinct
not
time.
too
It was
late.
so valuable to get that kill quickly. However, back in we
It's
go.
a free ride.
Penny this time going to get a fight towards Long. Last time they did lean away. Durka, position noted, so Penny now fully aware, but he does have another player with him. He's got that Killjoy by his side, so Magnum might post up on this if Durka wants to back out.
That's big, actually. Durka just gave a blatant audio cue there and left Magnum posted. Now, Magnum's position wasn't noted, so if Penny looks to get a little aggressive with the operator here, it could be punished. Again, going to lean away for the time being. Oh, Magnum just jumped.
Is that... Did he?
Magnum,
Yeah,
why the fuck did he just jump?
I'm worried it's a mouse wheel jump, or if he's... It's an audio cue nonetheless, so Penny ain't moving too far.
Did he jump to get his teammates
in?
in?
That pressure mounting already. You've got
Knowing
that,
that he would
that's gonna
peek
be Durka.
the
Good
box?
pick up from Zelsis though to find Boaster, alleviates a little bit of that pressure.
Dude. I don't know
Penny
if that...
to refocus towards the push, and he's gone unchecked, but a characteristic miss. Knives are out, no one's looking his way. You cannot leave that man unchecked. Doma does put him down, but by now V1 are in the right. What? How has he gone away with it? Durka on the flank. Good shutdown in the end from Vanity. That could have gone so much scarier, but great play from V1.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
away with that,
sorry for the technical difficulties at the start, but the train
I mean,
is
such a weird early
heading out.
It looks as if Fnatic had kind of read that situation perfectly. Durka with the
train
bait of the
is
sound cue dropping back off, and Magnum's
almost
position
at full
initially
speed,
completely
baby.
unnoted.
We're
and
gaining steam.
I'm with you. I'm not sure if that was fully intentional because everything lined up there. You could see Penny poised to kind of find somebody drifting back out onto B lane. But as soon as he hears that second audio cue, he backs up. He's like, "No, guys, I think something's up here. You know, there's an extra body waiting."
Chugga, 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 chugga.
Quick as lightning, Penny hits and runs. Durka's gone.
God.
Another tick in the box for Penny in that matchup against Durka, and now Fnatic can be working with one
Wow,
less. But the Reds
wowie,
invested.
wow.
But Penny posted up in a new position. I thought he had that every day, but no. Has to fall away now, find a new spot, but so proactive in these angles.
Yeah, Mr. Gatty, I guess, got legged there. He's down to 30 HP. We'll get the heal off Doma. We'll be able to reset here. Vanity posted up close. We've got to be careful. Magnum actually going to swing on it. He will find
Vanity,
the
what
entry
the
here.
fuck is that
How
angle,
Vanity didn't catch
brother?
that cross. Maybe just a little unfortunate with the timing there, but Penny
Fuck is that
post up.
angle?
He's holding this angle now, but a lot of utility
Look
block
at
off
that.
these sight lines. He gets tagged
Penny
as
has
well.
to fall.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
is
Hunter's
such a
Fury
nice
away.
piece.
He has to come away. I don't think he can recontest this.
Well, he has to fall away from at least denying the spike plant, right? He can't
Oh!
into the site, but
Ooh,
that
Effie.
could.
Big value.
Effie's huge
Big.
work from him. Now the Killjoy comes in. Quick work from Doma to
Dino.
shut down Penny, and now you've still got 3 players standing for V1. Boaster desperate for a connection. He can't quite do what he wanted, but Doma's still alive. 30 seconds here. Zelsis reaggressing though. Doma's denied it, and now it's down to just Jammies. But last time he clutched this out, and he might have to
Jammies
do it
gets
again.
these ones,
Durka
dude.
up against him, spike in hand. 20 seconds now. And Durka's
Oh.
Jammies feels it. He feels
Jammies.
that pressure starting to mount. And Durka just waits. Glimpse now noted, 13 seconds. Pulls him off it, Durka! Kept his cool, but look at
Jammies.
this round, Hypoc. Yes, the end was exciting individually, but the amount of utility they poured in just to push Penny off that angle.
I love it. The double smoke onto the side, the slow setup for the rafters, it's just perfect. And Doma's the one to eventually find Penny, but again, that was so back and forth. And actually, even after the initial utility comes, V1, I mean, they stand at the front and fight. Comes down to the 1v1 in the end, but
God damn, this
see it now,
fucking
Perch is
train
coming
isn't
back in,
working like
operator
it
once
used
again,
to.
and the judge on the side of
God damn
Vanity.
it.
Jammy's only with the
Nuts.
sheriff.
Penny.
No, what the fuck is going
Seem
on?
At least cognizant of the fact that someone could have been there. The jump peak definitely going to highlight it, and the utility to allow the cross back through. But they've now noted that the off is still in play for Penny. So good information, fine. But a 3-play stack towards B now.
Also, I'm going to come through, clear some of these close angles for them. Tag through again. The Viper Wall's crossing. They're actually dropping a really awkward time in there. Boaster going to get punished for that. Durka will trade back onto Zelsis, but not much else he can do about the plant coming through. Jammies will actually throw out the snake bite, but it's a little bit late, so they do actually get the plant off comfortably, and they can reset. You can see already Magnum and Mystic reset towards B lane. Expect Magnum to drift back towards mid, potentially.
Hey.
I don't know how Durka gets away with that. There was about to be 2 players potentially swinging to yellow. That could have been such a problem, but no. Gets away with his life. Still happy to take the attention on this. And now here comes that Sight Swarm. Keep your eyes on the spike. Durka going to get the first fight on this one, however. There's the utility invested from the Viper, but Bear comes back in on the trade. Doma outdone by
Yes.
Vanity.
Yes.
Leaping across, a Mystic has to play
Yes.
this out so well. Vanity is an animal right now. And
Oh,
Penny shuts
baby.
down Magnum. Spike should be diffused.
was I
Real
even
close,
worried?
But it's fine. But Vanity.
Was
what a
I
play.
even worried? Not a
Yeah,
second.
we're interested. I mean,
I know
noticed
that
as
this
soon as they're
train
able to
is the
reset, Magnum
train.
does actually walk all the way back into mid to come through.
Heading straight
Connector.
to
I'm
America.
not sure of his utility situation.
Heading
There, but he only
straight
has
to
to buy
North
another
America,
second or
baby.
so. With that, I mean, what can you do about Vanity? Just what can you do about this? When he is just running at you, just jumping with a judge. Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
I mean, those are the sorts of rounds that you just can't expect it, right? It's so unorthodox to have somebody just running at you like that. But again, you know, Fnatic had the opportunity to reset. Magnum, unfortunately, gets shut down that flank, and now we see Fnatic actually back down on a lesser purchase here. Ooh, we actually spot the head, but can't find that kill.
Can't get it.
Just a little haircut. Just a little off the top. Stays alive though, Durka.
Sorry, I'm late. Here's my ticket.
See if they can allow him to get some success off this. Everyone else looking
Your ticket,
across
your
it.
admission
There's
is too
some-
late.
There's some armor investment, but beyond that, it is mostly Sheriffs and Spectre. That's about your lot. So maybe see if they can catch V1 getting over aggressive. No. And actually, wait, Magnum's found
Just
one on
kidding.
Vanity.
Come
That's
on
very
board.
surprising. He's just crept on site now. Penny's a little baffled. What? Penny? Penny S is in the building, boys and girls. Magnum, though,
Yes,
tries
sir.
it. Backhanded. And now Boaster in a 1v1 against Penny, who's on fire right now. What does Boaster do? Spikes down in mid.
Look at where
and
Penny-
already Penny's on the push.
Penny.
is
I
gonna
love
just
this.
throw the timing off so much. That's the spike left down, but Penny, this timing, Boaster's surely not going to even think of it. No
Oh,
way.
yes,
hell did he expect
Penny.
Penny to be that quick on
That's
it.
more
But
like
Penny
it, baby.
Just saved V1 that
How
round.
much is a ticket for the
That
train?
is massive.
One prime
Penny
sub,
did, like you
one
said, just
prime
completely
sub.
flipped the script on expectations there of how
Just
Boaster was
a,
going to play that. Again,
simple
with spike down as well,
$5.
comfortable. That's
Or a
that's
prime
an all-out
gaming
confidence
sub.
Play. How? He found two with
Hop
that.
on board.
Was he already tagged and it hit him in the arm?
What?
Yes.
Give me that, like, in slow-mo. Someone screenshot it. Find me a way. Did it hit the arm when the wall was coming up from the sage? And that was an...
You might have been low already, guys.
I want answers.
To be
Give me the
honest.
bod.
I want answers.
Vanity
I didn't
might
know how
have
that was a
couple
collab
of
either.
Questions for Fnatic. Not sure about answers for now. He does feel enough pressure to back away from this, though. 5-man play towards A here.
What could I say? North
Again, the double
America,
slow
you know?
wants to get onto rafters
We're
and
just good
backside
like
as
that,
well
maybe.
to maybe try and
Well, you gotta
isolate
hop
one
on
of
the
these deals.
train.
The outer actually comes through. Vanity's position will be spotted. I don't know where it's sent now, just to slow things down. We'll try and tuck himself in, but he's in big trouble there if Durka decides to swing on it. The recall ball actually going to get a big tag there. Penny.
There
follow
we
up
go,
on it.
baby.
You can't leave him alone for a second.
That
And
is
Vanity's
more
going to
like
throw
it.
the needle. Such perfect timing. Going to get one,
That
even
is
a
more
second.
like it.
Vanity finding value everywhere he goes. And Durka and Mystic, they have got the spike at least, and they've got a fair crack of time, but they've lost so much step across this map. It might be time for that quick B hit, and actually it's relatively unguarded.
Yeah, Jammy's actually drifting away as that hit was coming through. So completely wide open here. And I'll be honest, Mystic still with 2 snake bites. It's a 2v3. They can get the plant down. Durka tries to play this a little more aggressively, potentially. This is still doable for Fnatic. Lots of time here,
Wants
but
that pick.
yeah, he tried to tap to try and find a peak. You're absolutely right, Lauren. Not going to pay off for him. And now, actually, we've already closed the distance here. Hunter's Fury going to buy some more time as well. Oh, it's tough, yeah.
Very well
Right
baby.
there. Again, Fnatic just expecting that. I guess V1 didn't read into that A hit as much as they did. Because they were there very, very late,
If
honestly.
you're a North American fan,
I don't really
It ain't too
blame
late.
Durka for taking his time, maybe expecting someone
can
to be
hop on the
lingering
goddamn
around, trying to pull
train.
that player off the site, give them that 2v2,
This-
but Vanity's bailout on that second there.
I gotta say it. Like,
just saying.
Smoke Criminal is just like the most fitting
ain't too late.
name for him. How many times have we seen this guy? And actually,
Come
early
on,
on,
bitch.
you know, for Fnatic already showing, like you said, you know, those meticulous clearances and
First, we're gonna
and
take
being
care of
wary
Fnatic.
all these spots, but
Then we're gonna
still
take care of
gets
Team
away with
Liquid.
it. In that round there, I'm not even sure actually if Boaster's Aldro noted him at backside and he just makes the the ballsy play, right? Is to creep forward, throw himself a dark cover down, sit inside it, and wait for the hit to come through. Again,
Look,
at that
I mean-
point, you know, when the position's noted, they think, actually, yeah, we spotted out the one guy we're expecting to rat. Yeah, maybe he will back away now. But no, it's like, yeah, actually, you've seen where I am.
They're
I'm going to go even
shaking.
rattier. I'm going to push forward inside my own smoke.
Look, the OG Smoke Criminal, Stewie, just still hitting up NA. Just, it's just in the blood by now. North America just knows how to do it. They get that timing so nice on it as well, so... At this point, good timing, I feel, for the tactical timeout to be called for Fnatic. They did that nice run earlier on, but once we've got into the meat of things, the gun rounds, and Penny's got that op out, it has been a pretty clean run from
But
V1.
a different game.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that's impressed me most about V1 is their ability to find this value in the mid-round, right? And in terms of audibles and the calling, and they respond so well to these kind of slow information-gathering plays on the back of mostly Penny and Zelsis, I'll say it. But again, here, it's Jammies also. In terms of the rotation timings, and I guess, yeah, in that previous round, you could say maybe they could play, you know,
All
a
right.
2-1 split and leave Jammies on B side, but
Another round.
actually, I mean, Fnatic kind of reading into it. It plays perfectly.
All
for them to
passengers
just
of the
stack
train,
up,
I
so-
want you to look out into your
Actually,
window
yeah,
now
it's great to see,
and
you know, Vanity do his thing,
notice
Penny do his thing,
the
but it's the
scenic route that
structure
we're about to
behind this.
take.
I love the switch up off the pause. I always
the
love
absolute
it. After a timeout
fucking,
to try and
as
go
you
a
can
little
see
aggressive,
to your
throw
right,
any
that
plan
V1 is about
Fnatic
to
might
give
have basically in
Fnatic.
the bin. I think that's quite the nice idea. It has cost Effie's life,
never
though
mind.
somehow Durka's managed to
It
grab
seems
that
that
Vanity.
that was actually
Now
Fnatic.
A little lower on HP,
Starting
but
it
nothing
off,
too
all
much
right,
to
out the
worry
window.
about just yet. Trying to find the timing on it. Just looked
And
away dephh outdoes him, but there's still presence on the site. You can see Penny lingering
This is an
around.
unexpected thing to happen.
Spike plant will be coming in. I don't think that's going to be able to be stopped at this point. No, it's down.
But if you look outside to your left window, you can see a retake attempt by Penny.
Dome will find Jammy's actually responds onto Doma though.
Trying his best to salvage the situation.
2 members left for V1. They've got to break this post plant setup, and not sure if that was Jammy's or Mystic, but the initial molly's slightly off there. Penny will check it, but dephh still comes out on top. Jammy's the last man standing. We'll try and save this out. You're already Boaster actually coming through mid, potentially to cut him off. So I think he's going to have heard. Yeah, he's heard Jammy's.
Oh, hell.
Anyway, they're looking to punish, looking to get this weapon off the table.
Jammy's, aka Jame, right now. Just trying to get that rifle through. Gonna actually keep it away from Boaster, at least for now. Finds a little bit of cover. Just doesn't want any of this. Oh no, 4 HP.
4 HP.
Just don't breathe. Don't breathe. You're fine. I don't know if he lived. I don't know if he lived.
Production.
We'll find out. Magic surprise coming in. Yeah, dephh though, finding the timing on Vanity there. It was a second difference, man. Like, it's just how the game goes.
The other thing as well, Vanity just slips off that edge there, so I guess he can't fully get a grip on that recoil either. I mean, he looked ready for it.
Oh, damn,
I mean, the initial peak, like you said, yes, I love the pace change, but as soon as V1 show a little bit of aggression, dephh still hops up on pipes. Like, even when they get the double peak at the start, he's still just like, yeah, I'm still going to peek this.
This is interesting. You got a 3-play stack on B long, ult invested towards A, and this wasn't a default coming out from Fnatic, so they don't have that much information, but a good counter from the Killjoy.
Yeah. Again, seeing this more often now. As soon as you
know that
the ultimate comes up, the Viper's rotated to a different site altogether, and you know that the lean's potentially going to be elsewhere. So great read from Fnatic. Yeah, Hunter's Fury comes out. Actually, no initial damage done yet, but zones off a couple of angles here, and look at that. dephh goes up top there with the Blade Storm. But the spike, actually, it denied the plant.
Yeah, it did. And that's massive work. A little bit of time garnered here. Now dephh is going to be under pressure, and he knows it. He's got so many players around him. He's trying to dip out of there, try and get to a little bit of safety. Jammy's big pressure.
dephh threw so hard.
And the UI feeling about as rough as EU did after the first couple of games. But Jammy's going to continue this one forward. We still have the positioning coming out, though, from Mystic on the back lines. Keep your eyes on that defuse. He has to play this to the seconds of perfection. Boaster on the big boy flank, though. Has he made noise, though? I feel as though he's been heard. He's been noted. He's still going to find Zelsis, but time. They should have enough
W, baby.
Yeah, definitely going to be able to get it there.
Baby.
I love the play with Vanity. Just
Vanity, you know what? I would have done the same thing, but I would have done it better. I would have gotten the kill.
Try and contest Mystic there. Apologies for the UI, but we'll get that fixed hopefully before the next round starts. A little bit chaotic throughout that. I was taking a look to see what utility they had left. The first awkward 1v1 we'll see with Jammy's actually completely removing Magnum there. I gotta say, I'm not sure whether or not this is just a slight adjustment from Fnatic.
Yeah, do any of you guys play Valorant
a
on
little
stretch?
more aggro than I'm expecting in these post plants. Maybe
I was trying it last night, and I kind of like it.
I guess read into the way that V1 are going to try and contest.
Kind of like 1680, dude. 1680 is kind of nice.
See. Again, he's usually doing what we've seen Boaster do on Icebox at least, which is these very, very late lurks through mid on both sides, actually, A and B. We've only really seen him do it on B. He's kind of been first point of contact in terms of
it stretches my asshole. Shame on your soul, dude. Your mother is literally in the other room of your house.
But we can kind of talk through what we've seen so far. And I mean, there's been plenty.
And you're out here talking online like that?
It's been a good start for Fnatic. They got the pistol under their belt and they ran with it. And they
1680 by what? Yeah, let me see.
Crossing the T's, dotting the I's. Now, the answer back on the rifles, though, came in perfectly. And again, in these post plants, I do want to highlight, Jammy's to me has been so good at digging out Mystic from these positions, constantly pressuring those post plants. And if you've known these two teams coming into this, let's say you watch both regions, you enjoy the meta that's currently in, you know
if you're on the train, go ahead and
so hyper aware of how to
maybe
pressure
get a snack,
how to make that other player uncomfortable to play the opposing number, right? Your other Viper, they've got to know what's up. Oh no, I don't like a chair. I don't like a chair lean. I don't like it.
Don't like it when they go horizontal. It's not good.
No, we don't like a tilt. But what stood out to you the most in this so far, in this matchup at least?
I honestly, I think, like I said, just that slight adjustment where even in the post plant, seeing Fnatic play things a little, yeah, again, you could say expectations wise, Dirk is fine doing what he does, and usually it's Doma not too far away. He's usually kind of the second point of contact, but I guess
1680 by 1050
dealt with quite a few times, it's looked a little rough for Fnatic. It doesn't look as if they've really been able to comfortably lean on all that utility, which would have been the expectation, right? And actually, conversely, I mean, if you're going to see them kind of adjust and anticipate that switch up from V1 to really challenge that post-plant hold, I want to see kind of Fnatic double down. And I don't want to see Durka be kind of solo on the front line there. Poster giving us the eyes. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to note as well. Like I said, just a few change-ups here with Magnum tending to stay on site, especially when they hit A, and Boaster being in that lurk role. Whether or not, you know, relying on Sova also in the post plant, having a line up from somewhere for those shock darts or something, because I don't feel good right now about that whole V1 are able to retake pretty comfortably sometimes because they're finding entries so early on. Like I said, the big condition of this meta and this composition is running the clock down, coming in, finding a clean plant, but also in the rounds where Fnatic are finding a first blood or you know, Dirk is finding an entry onto a site, V1 are still able to kind of dictate the pace in the retake, which is just
I kind of like this quality.
Yeah. And there was a actual tactical timeout from Fnatic prior to this, a couple of rounds ago, so maybe they were trying to address that. We'll have to wait and see how it looks going forward. But overall performance so far, I think a lot of the win conditions for V1 have come online early. I mean, Penny is having a series as soon as he gets that op.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
Whew, the impact he can have. Like, the one thing I think all of us can agree, even, you know, prior to Masters, was that North America, they've got some incredible operator players out there. You know, be it your, like, you know, your Wardell, whoever it may be, right? You can go through most of the teams almost and pick out like a standout, right? There's so many of them. But it's great to see Penny finding that form here at LAN as well.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's no real shocker to say that Penny for me is been the most exciting player to watch on version 1. And again, I think that comes down to they made this comparison on the desk in terms of, you know, what Fnatic do and kind of the structure and the support system around Durka. It's all well and good, but the amount of times we've seen Penny just all out solo come up huge in a situation.
Do you guys think this or native?
Jet, with an operator, with a rifle, whatever it is, positionally, I think actually Potter made a really good kind of analogy about risk assessment, right? Positionally, that's where Penny excels with Jet.
100%. Now, 6-6. Close game. I think we're all kind of getting what we want out of this. If anything, this is just proving that these two are very well matched. Durka going to get the first bit of contact really through this. Going to spam away through the wall, but no connection from it. And Penny on the other side.
Why are you black? Okay, there we go.
Jammy's, meanwhile, though, has walked all the way up. Magnum might just catch him creeping. He does indeed.
Oh, come on.
Still nearly caught him off guard, but Magnum comes out on top. Now, information given across to Fnatic. Again, contact shown on both sides, but no follow-up on Jammies. It's only going to be Magnum and Mystic now, with Boaster drifting back onto Boiler. Durka's position noted. No follow-up on the drone here, and actually going to see Effie's remain here on A to try and sell this fake, but as I say that, two members of V1 actually onto yellow now. This could have Fnatic.
Look at that spike.
Yeah, running all the way around the map here. It's going to be, look at this, it's drawn them way off A site already. It's only Doma.
It is the infamous double pump.
We'll have a
go back towards A. It's got to be the double. Doma, though, the timing's got him. Vanity just
Let's go,
Vanity! Perfect time. Brilliantly done. Well felt out. You do have that mid flank going up from Boaster. Durka, the timing again. Magnum, though. Nice spacing on that to make sure Vanity couldn't punish Durka.
Vanity.
Nice
Yes, Penny.
Leaves it open to Penny, just seemingly almost predicting it. Magnum unable to remove much pressure from the side itself and still doing work, but it is down to Boaster here.
Oh, this is looking like a pistol victory royale.
You've got Zelstis and Penny in good positioning. Just having to make the time sit on their side, and they do just that. V1 off to a good start in the second half.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back.
Just coming through, selling
our
that fake
snack break
on B. As soon as the rotation comes off, They're in a great position.
The train is taking off again.
And even just a slight
All
adjustment,
aboard.
they're planting in a
Get
weird spot,
on
so
before it's
actually,
too late.
If all goes wrong, they've got 2 players on B. The plant is for screens, right? It's for mid, potentially, to kind of run down the time that it takes to rotate. Really, really nice round from V1. And again, actually, I was after Jammy's walking all the way through, and I initially said no follow-up, but, you know, 15, 20 seconds later, there's a second lurk coming through from 2 players, Penny and Zelsis.
Yep.
Nice start for Vanity. Let's see if they
Sorry, I
can do
don't
the
have
same
money
as
for a
Fnatic did,
ticket.
keeping these first couple of rounds
And
nice
you
and
stay
clean.
here in EU land.
Looks like that's the case so
Peasant.
far. Jammies. Just want to get caught out by that killjoy on the other side. Magnum would love a bit of timing on this, but I doubt Jammies is going to give it to him. And yeah, leaning right towards A, where it will be Boaster waiting to see if he can maybe do some damage, but V1 look pretty well prepared for this.
Yeah, Magnum actually gonna be trailing. Oh, Boaster swings out, finds a headshot, but no kill there. 20 HP on Vanity. Magnum finally catches up to Jammies. We'll find this kill, but
Would you look at what we have
position
here?
noted. Difficult here.
Another
For him to try
victory
and do a
royale
little more
round
damage
for
here, but
North
Penny
America,
already wise
baby.
to it. We'll find the headshot there. V1 close out the second. Go up 8-6 here now. Important thing, and I mentioned this the first time we saw V1 play
Chefs.
Masters, and look towards
Yes.
Jammies to be just that hard lurker here, especially playing the Viper role. And just look for him to just show a little bit of presence early round, every single time. Now, if Fnatic can kind of read into that, potentially isolate that 1 kill,
You guys hear the
it
train
removes a
from
large
afar?
kind of
Gaining.
factor for the post-plant
Gaining
hold.
on you.
We keep talking about this utility. What I don't want to see is Magnum hunting solo. One of the biggest things that I always talk about with Fnatic is being proactive and being able to isolate players in these kind of defensive executes. That's what I'm looking for here on Jammies.
Now, it is the bonus round for V1, but it does pack a punch in the form of Penny with that rifle. A couple of bulldogs out as
Gaining
well, and Effie's
distance.
still with that Spectre. Just Jammies down on the Sheriff, but everything they need around it. And on the other side, the rifle buy-up comes out. V1 testing a little towards middle, walking 2, but not really committing off the back of it just yet.
Finally,
EU, why
Jammies
so
shows his
quiet?
face. Bomb
Huh?
B lane here.
EU, I can't
Oh,
hear
actually,
you.
that's unfortunate. Their Vanity actually gets tagged, so
EU,
Fnatic's still aware
I
that
can't hear
trying
you.
to pull contact on both extremities here.
Hello?
Try and force that rotation out.
EU, why are you so
Yes, now, Dapr
quiet?
and Dome
What
are actually cleared all the
happened?
way through B lane, so this is very
I
early
can't hear
information, way
you.
before the spike's going to be planted on A, Lauren.
Keep your eye on Zelsis in middle as well by the time this
EU, where
flank
are
comes
you?
in too, but that's for maybe a second after the site hit comes out. Mystic does catch off Penny. No trade going to come from that. Vanity needs to back for a second, and here comes that mid lurk. Zelsis very
my
prepared for it.
fucking
Finds
ears.
Durka. Does he expect Doma? They are normally the duo, but Zelsis just needs to live. That makes Doma feel, you know, as said, chocolate teapot style, not so useful. And yeah, good work from Vanity on the way back in. 12 seconds though. I don't know if it's enough time. Zelsis
shut the
just
fuck up,
trying
man.
to
You would
live
get
here,
clapped on if you were
surrounded.
there.
Magnum's
Well, guess
down.
what? I'm not
Boaster
there,
tries to hit
buddy,
that flank.
and neither are
Just
you.
like a knife in the back. He finds
To
Effie's and
suck my
Jammies.
40%
Vanity
black
catches him
balls.
low.
That's
Now
not what this
Mystic
is
just
about.
has to
That's a
live.
bad cope, Buster.
No one catching him before the time runs out.
They're really, really good. Well
Triggered.
handled by Fnatic there.
You not like my
expect as
whistle
soon
and my
as Durka
conductor
and Doma
outfit?
find all that space on B and start creeping towards mid. Expect them to actually lean away from A a little bit, at least try and not hold on site itself.
EU.
It's just too risky, right? I mean, at that point, you just want to keep the numbers advantage. You want to
I
at least
can't
keep it
hear
to a 5v5
you,
in the retake, especially when you have this much pressure towards the back lines and Jammies playing over towards Belt on A. It's a really, really well considered hold there from Fnatic across the entire map.
The train engine
This
is
by
too
now, Durka
loud.
will play this spot, and he plays it pretty well. Can often get 2 kills from this quite comfortably, but
Hold up.
for now we see that lean towards A coming out from V1. Penny gonna lead the charge here. Utility gonna at least clear some of these corners on the way in. Vanity by his side and Mystic on the other. Wants to try and deny the spike plant, but he's actually completely unscathed. Vanity's just fine. Tries to dip away. Magnum gets one. Mystic catches Vanity on the back pedal, but it's still Zelsis standing
Zelsis.
tall. Quick little bit of util on the side, but Mystic. So much work, but now we get into the post-plant realms. We know it. Jammies is here.
Oh, what
Effie's
is
by his
this?
side. These two are so well prepared for this, unless there is something
Oh,
mad coming
the
out.
Viper
How are we gonna
mollies.
get on that spike?
And Effie's also has the shock dice as well.
Guys, EU, I really cannot hear you. I can't hear you, EU.
That's everything's on, I'm pretty sure. Mystic can just stick there.
They got the timing just right. I don't think he can stop the defuse. No, he can't. He can get maybe the kill afterwards. It doesn't matter. The timing a little early maybe on that one.
Yeah, this is really interesting as well because actually Fnatic don't go and challenge the backlines, right?
No.
Mystic finding those kills. Yeah, Mystic finding those kills when he did on site, and actually Zellsis being the important one, he's going to be the first point of contact, right? He falls back, he finds these 2 kills, which is huge, right? All he needs to do is get back under nest. That's all he needs to do. Because he then is the person that defends the push from Fnatic. All Fnatic do is say, right, wait this out, guys. They're going to have to burn it early. If neither of them are going to peek the defuse, they're going to have to use that utility early.
Get out of my way.
Okay, Penny, I'm pretty sure on the ult here. You can see the rest did manage to get rifles up. Just 1 bulldog for Effies, but he does have his ult as well. Plenty of ults coming online here, 4v1. All excluding jammies, but the amount of room Dirk is garnering them here, if they can punish that later, that could be interesting. But for now, he's holding half of this map.
I think now we see the readjustment from jammies. It's like, yeah, okay, we need to address the mid-round kind of backline control. I'm not going to show on B. I'm going to sit at the top of spawn ramp, and we're just going to wait. We're going to play this out slow here, because I think the plan here is to find entry with Penny, at least with the Blade Storm. And jammies to be able to punish this flank now. Zellsis as well set up with the turret.
Oh no. If Fnatic aren't patient, they're going to walk right into the Zellsis. No way, that timing. No way. If they were about to push through middle, just missing each other by split seconds, Fnatic going to fall away from this. They feel as though they've checked on mid. Nothing's towards B. They actually left a little bit of a rotation of Magnum over there, but they can kind of fall back towards A. Super late site hit coming down now, so Vanity aggressing towards the site. Mystic, Doma, both towards short. Fnatic left the site here, maybe reading a little bit into this pace change and unaware of how to handle it, but Penny can't handle the knives now. Doma outdoes him, a rarity. Penny's been on point, but now Vanity playing that smoke, the criminal himself. Can he get away with it? For now, he's going to at least draw the fire. Fred falls away. Postplan comes in. Killjoy out, invested.
And everything. Actually, the TP from Vanity, I love this as well. The Hunter's Fury goes down. Actually just creating a little bit of paranoia in the backlines. But the defuse coming through, it's already halfway. Finally dealt with here. Magnum invests the lockdown as well to try and clear some of this close space, and he's going to go hunting.
I see a wall on this too. I don't know if that post plan's going to work out well. No, it doesn't. Another defuse going to come through. Fnatic somehow playing this style against them. And look, we said it. If anyone knows how to do this, it's going to be Fnatic.
Yep.
That's twice now they've succeeded in post plants, which is pretty rare, to be fair. That took a lot. Now we know the wall's going to come in, but there's the first attempt on it. Great work from Effies to pull Doma away. But still, at this point, they are trying everything they can.
And again, it's the utility management, right? It's holding on to key pieces of util, like the wall. So these things like walking mid, right? Sending Boaster and Doma to walk mid in the mid round. It's things like that that means the Doma doesn't have to invest, you know, his wall on tube. Just simple little adjustments like that and playing a little differently. I mean, V1 actually, I gotta say, at least in the early round, playing a little slower than what we've seen so far at Reykjavik. I mean, Penny, yes, he's having a very good game, but it's not as aggressive as we've seen. At least they're not fighting for this early round control, and not really hunting out that entry, Lauren, right? We haven't seen him really playing very aggro on the operator. Even on the Blade Storm round previously there, he's just kind of hovering back and forth on belt. This is actually the perfect response from Fnatic in terms
rat
of
in the
just
engine, a little
positioning
EU
and
rat
these
with
small
his
kind of
little yellow
fact finders in the
teeth,
early
dude.
round.
But we've also said
wonder
this
why
about
we're
Durka. He
fucking-
does play
get the-
a hybrid
get the
when it
fuck outta
comes to
there.
this
Go-
map
get out.
specifically as a jet operator, I guess, but he does lean more towards the rifle than most. He doesn't often post up for those early fights. We saw this when we were, I think it was like us looking at him against like
Get out of there.
or just someone who's more traditionally a heavier operator player.
Yeah.
He doesn't necessarily take those forward fights. He's not going to allow Penny to have as many of those instant opportunities. It was something that definitely cost him a fair amount against Shahzam. So maybe an adjustment, keeping that mentality calm, could work for Durka here.
I mean, the other thing as well to consider, obviously, was Elsa's making the switch back to Killjoy. I think the first time we saw them play Phoenix was actually in the Challenge
Okay,
finals,
baby.
when they
Here
brought
we
out
go.
against Sentinels, but again, they have run that versus Crazy Raccoons. So maybe that's why we're seeing a little bit of an adjustment here in terms of the tempo from version 1.
Yeah, the bank's far from established for either side as well. It's both It's been kept humble on either side. Penny gonna try and get that quick start, though. Magnum's the one gonna be drawn to attention. That's gonna be the turret very quickly removed.
Hello?
You see him now trying to set up a turret inside kitchen here to give them a forward push, and exactly the thing I was talking about, right? Doma not using the wall on tube. We're going to see V1 now try and walk up.
Vanity
going to find Mystic elsewhere.
doing it for North America, baby.
Double down on that, but this is all
so
presence
hard.
elsewhere. Yeah, all presence elsewhere. Vanity
Oh,
still down, just gonna create
yes.
problems whilst V1 leads
EU,
towards B side.
I can't hear
What a switch
you.
up. They took mid control. This is punishing every rotation, so everyone's on an island. If you're at A or if you're at B, you can't really leave it because you've lost all that control. Zelsis is just the bouncer, right? Like, you can't get past this guy. Now, Durka could do something dirty on his own, but that's all it's going to be.
Why so
is Durka
quiet,
doing something
EU?
individual here. He's got no support on the way. It's a long way off. Magnum's done well in middle, but even now, it's still tough. They don't know what's clear. They don't know what's safe. The spike plant's gone down, and it's a post-plant 4v3, and they still cannot clear this player out in middle.
Jammy's 2 snake bites, 1 shock dart on F. He's noting that now. V1 need to hold deep. Actually, Zelsis gets spots out there, but still comes out on top of the first. Doma going to get Magnum back on his feet, so it comes to a 3v3, and HP advantage in favor of Fnatic. Durka now trying to pressure this back line. They get this entry, but Penny comes out on top.
Yeah, this is still going to be tough. The HP may be low, but the time's dwindled. I think they know it as well. Time to back away here. Really good switch up from V1 after that timeout. That was perfectly done. I'm so happy we saw
North
that coming
America,
out of that tactical
baby,
timeout.
bringing
You
it
highlighted
back.
earlier. I think that's the perfect example, right? Is
Gain a
that
little lead.
we noted the wall hadn't been committed towards tube. Clearly, the coach for V1 noted that too, and it was a pressure point. They found it, they already capitalize on it, they push up someone like Zelsis to be a nuisance in middle, make those rotations impossible, and while this happens, even better, Vanity finding a pick towards the site is just, it's everything they could hope for.
It is indeed. I mean, I do love just those micro adjustments there, and actually, at the same time, it's...
I mean, Duck is going in middle here. Zelsis the one on the other side. Does anything give this away? There's the owl drone going through. Effie's the one to show it, but there is still another player here. There's 2 players waiting in middle. There's the counter to it. Durka now. He swings and he still gets
What?
Zelsis. How does he get that?
Coming through, gets away completely scot-free as well. Vanity once again will come through and find an entry onto A site. He's got Penny here to back him up this time around, but Durka and Mystic already can try and to contest this. Effie's going to find Mystic as well now. Durka unable to make a move with Vanity holding on to the other side of this smoke. Little tap comes through from the spike now. Durka will find one, but Vanity still positioned well to trade that out, and it just comes down to Boaster.
30 seconds
It's
left.
going to be V1 pulling 10-9 ahead.
EU?
Oh, this is great work
More
from
like
V1. That
free
pause
you.
has just given them that refresher coming back into this. They really have a good read now. And for Fnatic,
All
they need to think quick on their feet. They really need to find a solution and fast, because as it stands, V1 really have the reins now. For the last couple of rounds, they found the perfect answer to this. They punished the mid plate. They've been catching players. Boaster trying to get a little bit of work done here.
Huh?
Gonna find Vanity, but the last 2, how would you pull them out of position? Penny and Effie's. Yeah, no, not gonna happen. Has to back away here. Rifle trying to keep that one in hand. Falls away, and it will be double digits hit for V1 in map 1 now.
Again, I gotta say, on the back of Vanity. Again, fight. Nearly got it at the end there, but yeah, like I was saying, on the back of Vanity, just kind of again just coming in, being way ahead of the curve, way ahead of the the beat in terms of what Fnatic are expecting.
Enemy remaining.
Again, I mean,
Vanity's
Durka unable.
great.
Yeah,
Vanity's
Durka
doing
really
big
unable
things.
to do anything there to kind of help Mystic. With Vanity just posted on the outside of his smoke. I guess the complete opposite to what you would expect, right? He usually would be inside it.
Quick TP as well. No info directly there, but a good little information that, well, yellow looks safe, so hit that cross, and it's quite pacey from V1. There's the ult as a reply, though, from Mystic. You can see the purchase is iffy for Fnatic. Bits and pieces dragged together, the leftover from Boaster in that final round. This take is good. Just how do they get past that ultimate? Mystic can be playing this for his life. Vanity again, the space this guy is taking for them. Constantly just trying to take room away from Fnatic. It's so well done. Keeping them back towards
Bye,
middle. No
EU.
freebies being found here for Fnatic as the spike
Bye.
should be able to get planted. It is. And Vanity gonna pop himself up on top, have a little look over the wall. He's gonna spot out not just one, but two, three. He sees them all. Line them up, maybe knock them down. Wait, Boaster, what? Wait. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. Boaster, probably a little bit baffled too, but we move on from it. A 2v3 and Dirk is on 1 HP. Still does damage. He's gonna have to fall away from that. We still see that post plant. Look at it. If Jammies and Eppies are alive, man, there's so little you can do with this.
Jammies actually posted up. Gonna get tagged up here, but again, gotta close the distance. Gotta find both of them. Dirk will find one more, but 20 HP. Clock ticking away. Eppies and Jammies already done the hard work. No possibility.
Bye, EU.
Comes through, and V1 continue to push forward. 11.
The drain is too loud. I can't hear you.
And I gotta say it now, with all that hard work Vanity's done in a couple of rounds leading up to this, you know, that conditioning factor now becomes apparent, right? The wall blocks off the information. Vanity shows a little bit of presence. The Fnatic are left wondering, is he faking again? Is he just kind of trying to draw out this rotation? Like, what is happening? And that paranoia builds here, and it's so much pressure, especially with a round deficit, to try and keep your finger on the beat in terms of, you know, where the hit's coming through. Vanity is doing so much work right now for V1.
Oh, he has been the difference maker in my mind in the last 3 rounds. After that tactical timeout, his value has increased exponentially. He has become the difference maker. Now, we saw Penny being that a little bit in the first half. He was, you know, really creating some good room. Jammy's having a good couple of rounds. Zelsis feeling, you know, kind of, I guess, filling the gap a little bit as well. Like, everyone was having a good enough performance. It was fine. But Vanity has been hitting different in this half. The last couple of rounds have been perfect. Now, we do have a bit of a shaky purchase. I want to see what Boaster goes for, but we do have the ult coming out of Durka, so we haven't seen much of that yet.
No, and that actually makes me think they're going to continue. It's like I was saying, and again, Icebox is a weird one in terms of Fnatic, but they don't tend to have too many of these more kind of, you know, choreographed defensive executes, right? These kind of set plays for taking early round control with utility. But actually, we must have already have full armor. Actually, still got decent utility. So actually got the full armor and the Vandal purchase here. But it's a good point you make to see the operator come out here. Makes me think that actually Fnatic want to sit back even further now. Because like I said in the early round, Vanity is just creating chaos. Right, and it's the two players once again. Like I said, Vanity showing presence, and then Jammies, the one that actually towards the start of this half was the lurking factor. Right, so the guessing game right now, the mind games, the psychological warfare version 1, it's literally got Fnatic running around in circles.
Yes, it does. Keep your eyes on Vanity. Doma on the switch up this time. That's a little bit of a different look here. Dirk has actually got himself over towards
you hear that, chat?
Your traditional look for Dirk. Doesn't always post up this aggressively,
Can
but
you hear
maybe the impact that Vanity's had has to have an answer. They're going to put Dirk towards it as mid gets tested a touch as well, but he's worried someone might have slipped the net, but no. Vanity seems so aware.
Oh, baby.
Slowly lean forward.
Perfectly placed smoke, man. It's just like, oh, something's weird here.
Yeah, something seems odd.
Bye, EU.
Heard the steps, Vanity.
We are leaving. We're going to the finals.
Smoke down towards middle.
Will we see you there? Probably not.
This is the other aspect, right? Again, you play a couple of fast.
Woo!
You've been doing the early round, and now when they sit like this, you've got to rely on Fnatic remaining disciplined. Crouching almost as if he knows what's on the other side of that wheel.
dephh is in under so much scrutiny. Util comes out, everything being brought in towards him. He gets away from
Oh,
it
we're
now.
picking up speed.
That's come in, but Vanity works forward.
Oh!
First time they found the answer to this. 10 seconds on the board. They have to, and the spike's in the middle right now. They're going for a quick B piece. I don't think they can get there in this time. Yeah, Zelsis could maybe be a nuisance. Eyes on the spike. They don't have enough time on it. There is no way they have enough time on this. Fnatic, let them run down the clock. They will not bite into it. And that one pick on Vanity, that one bit of work was everything they needed.
That was such a strange round. Again, actually kind of, like I said, trying to embrace all that paranoia they've built with all of this early round pressure. And it just comes on the back of, like I said, this one kill, but also the lockdown, right? As soon as they see the lockdown, it's like, oh crap, guys, we got 20 seconds left in the round. The lockdown's still burning for 8 seconds. That takes us to 12 seconds. The math doesn't work out. They try and hit the rotate to B, and again, got to credit Fnatic with them playing with that operator so deep on belt, then backing up to site. They have enough control to just sit in that 2-1-2.
But the fast mid, they've gone for a fast mid lean. Look towards where Penny is. Look at their positioning. Effys has already found Doma. They're about to be wrapped towards B. It's going to be Boaster on an island here. Magnum can try and help, but it's not going to be pretty. Boaster's found Jammies, but a quick trade out for Effys. And now the 4v3 ensues, and Mystic, dephh, and Magnum, I don't know where they're going to find these from, but Magnum trying to creep up towards Tube. He's going to get the swing on it. No, Zelsis! Huge pick for Zelsis. Spike now down, and Fnatic in trouble. A huge pace change.
That's the pride and power of North America, baby.
Penny fighting
all the
Mystic
way.
now.
Give me the 12th round, take the next one, call it a good game, wrap it up, send them home, EU,
Again,
goodbye,
just go from
too
one end of the
quiet,
extreme
shut the
to
fuck
other.
up.
And I mean, big discussion coming into this, right? Depth. They have such a good hold on the game right now in terms of the pace, in terms of the tempo of these rounds. And like I said, all of these things, they add up now over 3, 4, 5 rounds, and they can just run rings around Fnatic. They can switch up, hit mid like this, and Fnatic just aren't prepared for it.
We're gonna do a mid-train ticket check. Can I see your tickets, please?
Are determining the pace. They're kind of leading
Thank
this
you.
kind of mental game.
Thank you.
The entire way through.
Thank you.
dephh does
Yep.
have his ult available. Vanity's on the op here. And a mid piece right back at them. They're walking mid. There's two of them, Doma and dephh are
Says that
walking
you're still
mid
an
on this
EU
piece.
fan.
Now, they've gone quite quickly towards this. Now, they've noted enough that it makes them feel they can fall away from this now. Presence made
Get the
towards
fuck off
mid.
of my... Come here!
You're gonna have the commitment of the ultimate from Zelsis. Vanity still watching for this one. Magnum's got to be careful now. He knows there's presence coming his way. A spam? Sure, but he's got to back out from this now. There's the ult as well coming out from the Viper on the site.
Get
There
off my
should
train.
be a plant, but they haven't done it just yet. Still a minute on the board, and they've just taken towards the site. You're going to have the ultimate popped on the other side of things. Magnum and dephh in combination, though. Find quick picks. Penny and Zelsis go down. Jammy's trying to get that spike back to hand, but this player's on the site with him. He is not safe here at all.
He's not. Actually, Magnum just going to charge on through and he'll find the kill. It's Jammies as well. Boaster.
No, not again,
Actually going to
Boaster.
flush him out with the shock dart, but Fnatic now in a 4v2. Effy's the only man
Boaster,
left, and shock darts, yes,
Vanity's
but not
alive.
in
Getting your
the
Getting
teammate there,
here.
brother.
Vanity is still alive, and I will not doubt this man. The diffuser's coming in right now. It's over halfway. They are sitting this one as
The
best
wall
they can.
again.
They have taken it to 11. The wall succeeds, and V1 now have the challenge in front
That's
of
an
them.
EU
It's
dart.
OT or it's GG in map 1. What do they do with this? Fnatic turn it around in the final moments. We're at 11 to 12. This could not be a better game between these two.
And again, it's a similar situation to what we've seen with V1 before, right? It gets to kind of this momentum round, right? When everything comes online, they have the Viper's Pit, the lockdown, they have all this utility to invest on this set piece here. Unfortunately, okay.
Boaster.
Again, no, it's Magnum. It's the second time, but it's
Boaster.
because Magnum goes hunting inside the Viper's Pit, right? The decay, he's low HP.
dephh, hold on. He's gonna have one. He's got two! It could not happen! Both
way.
for dephh! But Fnatic needs him, he comes online. That's 3 huge kills, and now Effys is just stunned. His team just got shredded on the way in.
It's insane. Again, V1 just tried to take the fight hyper aggro in the early round here, and dephh comes up huge for Fnatic. A minute left on the clock. Effys, last man standing, gonna have his recon bolt back off cooldown now, but it's gonna take a miracle. We've seen Effys clutch out a few rounds, but this is a tall order for him.
Let's see what you got, Effys. It's not over, it'd be OT. But he's gonna fight with everything he's got for it. Spike in hand, 48 seconds. 4 players in front of him. It starts with 1, but the trade comes out. But that round was dapr sitting in what's normally, I'd say, a 1 and done, but somehow he gets away with 3.
Yeah, just absolutely. I mean, the guy's 31 and 17 right now. He's having an absolutely insane performance.
Zelsis was facing it too.
Zelsis was facing it. Vanity, I guess, was still placing a smoker. They just wanted to execute really quickly here. But you're absolutely right. The fact that he gets out after finding 2 and then finds a 3rd is absolute insanity.
But look, V1 have been setting the tone until now. That's been
the train is still chugging.
It's back and forth between these two.
Yeah, I can't believe we're V1 and overtime again.
Yeah, I'm still here, okay?
Got really dicey. Yes, we can credit the in-game leadership.
Fast play.
Oh.
That was a tag on Penny. Penny's 60 HP.
I don't know how, but
I check him, PC man. But for now, that was contact towards B, but it is still a piece towards A. You have a bit of a split here. 3-2, spike towards spawn. They're not really overly committing anywhere. I say that, and they're making
Keep jinxing, no such thing.
fair progress. They're pulling utility
We
away,
are going
but
to win.
I feel like Fnatic are going to fall off this. This is
Me
a big
saying
piece.
that has nothing to do with it.
yeah, Penny's already come drifting over. See now, only going to be 1 player, and that's Zelsis on B site for the time being.
Play the train then?
Fnatic holds strong.
Fine, I will play the
Haven't
train.
committed either side just yet.
Well, I like this from Effie's. Fact finding a middle could be big.
Think I'm scared?
Holding space for now. That could have been.
All aboard!
I'm still hearing steps towards A and utility being shown, but Fnatic down to 36 seconds now. We know they can.
We
play
on the
slow,
NA
but
train smoking the
they wanna
EU
show they can
pack.
try it too.
Boast is in here trying to sell a fake, but Penny already posted up, going to find the right information. Fnatic
Penny,
gotta
why
go now,
are
20
you-
seconds, they're committed. They have to hit B site.
If there's any utility in the way, there's going to be a problem, but Boaster and dapr in quick combination do find 2. Jammies and Penny are down. It's on Vanity to try and dissuade this. Denial on the defuse, on the spike plant even, excuse me. Zelsis finds Mystic. That's massive work. And now Fnatic clutching at straws. They look rabid in this. They deny another peek. But Effie's, can he do anything? He's bringing it to the absolute finest of margins. But Boaster has missed him. There is a world in which he can still find this 1v1. Boaster's timing is everything. Does he spot him? Not yet. Effie slips the...
Oh no, Effie!
Slips the net. It's a fumble from Effie's. He has to push Doma out of position. He's found the fight, but Doma just slips away. He fades away, makes it harder. No one is giving Effie's the fight here. He's going to have to drag them out of these positions, or somehow Fnatic have pulled off the first. Good shot from Effie's.
Behind
He
you!
has no idea
No
where
idea.
Boaster
Behind
is.
you!
Boaster, great work in the end. Brilliant flank after the absolute madness that went down on that site.
Switching
Oh, 20 seconds left. I'm pretty sure it goes back and forth for 3 or 4 trades on site. dapr again, 2 massive kills to at least get some control. But then Effie's, I don't know how, but he still gets that transfer. It still looks possible for V1 to close this round out. This second one here, massive to dig Vanity out for behind the double box.
That was all V1s until dapr came up.
Yes,
Like that was
it
theirs.
was literally, yeah.
13-12 Fnatic with the upper hand here, but we look back towards what V1 can do. It's been Vanity being nuts on this side. Penny has had some brilliant moments, but we need it all to combine here to see V1 take this again into another OT, or it's map 1 into Fnatic's hands. First time Fnatic have had the lead in a hot minute, really. As already this mid-presence is being noted. Zelsis working up with that Owl drone. Doma on the other side, but timing's going to be key here. Who shows first? It's a swing from Doma, and it ain't a miss. Wall goes up, that's mid-control, but it's not where the hit's coming to. It's still this lean towards that A side. dapr sees it, but loses his life for it. Vanity succeeds,
Hello?
but Magnum is waiting
Your
patiently.
prince is
Do
dead.
They check on this player? Vanity's going to head on through, does not note it just yet. There is still presence here, and it's Magnum from up on top. Finds Vanity. Spike yet to go down. Magnum again! Jammies and Effies with it all to do in a 2v4 to save V1, to pull them into another OT. But Jammies gets caught off by Mystic, and now Effies again presented with what feels like the impossible task.
Lambot spots him out now in a position where he has to swing. He's going to spot a barrel hit. Try and dig one out with the shock dart.